topic earlier this week about making money. What I have to do is go back into my memory bank and realize that unless it's unless it's cultivated inside the home,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got to be cultivated inside the home. It's got to be cultivated at birth.
Mm-hmm.
Then we don't do that. We are economic slaves. That's who we are as black people. We are economic slaves. And unless you escape economic slavery, you cannot escape any other kind of slavery. We are also religious slaves. We're slaves in many ways. But unless we escape those, and this whole world is built on economics. That's why we go to war. It ain't because somebody did something to us. It's because of economics. We want something they got, and they won't give it to us at the price we want to pay.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to war and take it.
Mm-hmm.
But slavery, this country was built on economics.
Mm-hmm.
They came over here to take this land from them. They didn't actually buy it. They took it. For the most part, every acre except for a few, every acre was taken. And a lot of those acres that they negotiated with the treaty, they took it with guns and with force and violence. Australia was the land they took from the Aborigines in Australia. The black fellows, as they call themselves. The Aborigines, as white people call them. They took it. It was economics. And they took it with the help of prisoners because it was a prison colony initially. But it's all about economics. And right today, we're happy to get a job. And we're happy to give somebody else our money that don't look like us. We're happy with that. I was on another talk radio show over on the University of Memphis campus with the editor of the Tri-State Defender a few
Mm-hmm.
months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And Miss Christian, the moderator, was talking. We were talking about black man from blacks, and she mentioned that she had taken my statement. I told her earlier when she went to a nail technician, who was an Asian woman, and she mentioned to her that we need to start shopping with each other, and man, I might be getting my nails done in a black shop the next time. And the Asian woman said, "Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. Why not? Don't do that." Because and look, it ain't just her. I have a rental property. And I was over there doing some work just a few days ago, and a tenant had gone to an Asian nail shop to get her nails done, and she was complaining about how the lady had messed her nails up. And then she said, "When I go back, I'm gonna tell her." The question I asked, "Why are you going back? You shouldn't have nothing to tell her. Your absence should be a words enough. That should make a strong enough statement that you ain't coming back, okay?"
Mm-hmm.
If it was a black shop mess your nails up, that's what you do. Why don't you do that to that person?
Mm-hmm.
It's because you don't have real self-actualization of who you are as a people that you'll continue to be denigrated and continue to go back for more and more of the same madness. We are economic slaves. We have to escape it. But we first got to escape the psychological slavery that we are also embedded and weighed down with and imprisoned by. And we need to discuss that on a whole another hour or two radio talk show.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do that because we got to escape one in order to escape the other.
Mm-hmm. Now, you said that this idea of being self-sufficient, because essentially that's what we're talking about, starts in the home, is what you said. And so we see this idea of nails and nail shops. Are you suggesting that we as a people should start somewhere? And it starts at home. Perhaps with nails, for instance, doing nails, our own nails, harnessing that money, investing that money. Let's see, wait a minute. Making money, saving money, and investing money. I think that's the way I had that lined up. Go ahead, Omar, speak to that.
At the age of 18, my daughter, who had just graduated high school, came to me. Her mother was trying to push her to go to college. And she came to me and said she didn't want to go to college for 4 years. Her mother had gone to college and got a degree as a medical laboratory technologist and was working at back then they called it John Gaston, and working at the hospital. And so she came to me and she said she didn't want to do that. Her aunt had a nail shop down on Poplar Avenue called The Final Touch. And I talked to her on many occasions. She was doing nails for celebrities, like the wife of Isaac Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
And when some of the famous stars would come into town, the singers would come into town, they would come to her nail shop and get their nails done.
Mm-hmm.
And back in that day, which was somewhere around 90, she was making, even earlier than that, she was making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year doing nails.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was inspired by her aunt to do that kind of business. So when I said, "Tell you what, write out what you want to do and bring it back and we'll talk about it." And so when she brought her business plan to me, She said, "You in business? I want to be in business like you." She brought her business plan to me.
Okay.
All I could do is say, "Yeah, go ahead and take care of it. Go ahead and do that, just that." And she has never ever had a job in her life. She's always been self-employed. That was age 18. She's in her 40s now, and she still has a day spa. She has a day spa on Poplar Avenue, just one block from East High School. And I'm proud of her. She got a day spa and a daycare. And then they just launched a bakery. So look, she's been in business all her days, and I am so proud of that one. But somewhere in the home, they have to see examples of that. And if they don't see examples of that, they see you working at McDonald's and you don't inspire them to do anything different, they're going to try to get a job at McDonald's too. You got to inspire them to go beyond where you are. My dad worked in the Railway Ice Company. He always wanted something better for me. He did everything he could to inspire me to do better. And I always worshiped the ground he walked on, because what had not been for him putting those ideas in me, I wouldn't be where I am today. So yes, I think we should do it in the home. It has to start in the cradle, and it has to go all the way to the grave.
Okay. All right. I'm going to come back to you, Omar, but we've got a call. We've got a call from Chicago. Let's take this as a special. Go right ahead.
Hey, this is Kufi from Chi-Town.
Hey, Kufi from Chi-Town.
Hey, Bob.
Yes, sir.
Hey, y'all talking about making money.
Yes, sir.
Talking about building businesses or small businesses?
All of it. Small, big, large.
I want to tell everybody have a factory in their house. Your house, your home, your apartment is a factory.
Yeah.
It's where you produce everything.
Yeah.
If you look at your home, is not just to lay around, and you can create all these manufacturers just by an idea.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a product maker. I make all kind of products in my house. Ideas. And so this is the ingenuity that we must give people. Because when you start a business, most people think they need to go out and rent a space, right?
Yeah. A big old building.
Big old building.
Pay all kinds of high rent. Go ahead. Go ahead, Kufi.
Loan, debt. You in debt already. You ain't you know?
Yeah.
And so home business is not the future, it's here now. Matter of fact, I'll tell you, the churches, you know, there's thousands of churches in America, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every last one of those churches. Hello?
Yeah, we're here. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Yeah, every one of those churches started off somebody's house.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So, in building a business, you just need one customer. And find out what you can make. Find out what you know, I just bought a card from a young lady. She made her own birthday card and little celebration card.
Mm-hmm.
And she sells it for $1.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice. You see? Now that's her step 4. She's standing out, selling them.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's going to give her encouragement to continue to do it.
Mm-hmm.
See, the opportunity is now. We see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
We see the opportunities now, and so in starting a business, you're trying to find out what you need.
Yeah, you're talking about supply and demand as one aspect of that. You're also talking about environment, which brings in the question of the way in which one or a group of people create their culture by buying and selling to one another goods and services and looking out for one another. Now, Kufi, let me ask you. Now, I've heard you talk about spirulina and other products, herbs that you sell right there in Chicago. You're working the L underground and etc. And you just said you manufacture as well. So you purchase, you distribute, and you do some manufacturing. Take another minute or so and highlight a couple of things for us.
Yes, first I went out and did a case study. I healed myself with herbs.
Case study.
So yeah, man, it was so fascinating. I wanted to practice on somebody else. So everything just don't work. And I give it to older ladies, and it just gave me health back. Inflammation went down. You can go to raw food pyramid. That's my diet. And spirulina's at the top of the pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom of the pyramid is all green. In between, there's nuts, grains, fruit. That's what all that.
Mm-hmm.
So after I healed myself, I started sharing it with people. Now, spent my own money, pretty much gave it away. Did a case study and found out that 99.9% of people that was taking it, it helped them. Everybody, it helped everybody. So I'm like, wow, I got something here.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hired a stimulator. I buy my products, my energy products. I bag it up, label them up, put them in stores, and sell them. I've had it where I did like a 21-day fast, and that was like a $100 pack for that. And people be buying from me for years.
Mm-hmm.
So what I wanted to do, because I know I'm not a person that likes to do all things by myself, I was teaching youth to sell herbs. I was actually taking brothers on the corner who were selling drugs, and I was like, hey, sell this.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and it gave, and I was like, wait a minute, man, you selling green too? I said, yeah, this is green like herbs, man. I was calling myself Good Green. So my whole idea was to give these young brothers and sisters who are out here looking for a product. Now this is something that you can heal yourself from the destruction of the drugs that we've been giving each other to destroy each other, and this is totally opposite.
Okay. Thank you, Kofi, for your call. We're limited on time, but we appreciate your call greatly. Thank you very much.
All right.
All right, have a good one. All right, Jeffrey, you buy and sell. You have e-commerce. So now I guess the point of all of this, Jeffrey, is this topic, this panel, this show, and why this panel comes together. Omar says something about inspiration. And a part of leadership is to be able to inspire, as he said, inspire someone, inspire your loved ones, your children, your cousins, etc., etc. And also I want to add to that, to be an example as well, to do for self, be self-sufficient. Expound, please.
And I think that's a very good point, Brother Baruti. And also, I believe, just to take your point a little bit further, that foundation is in the home. People who have a history of their parents or their grandparents or their family line being entrepreneurs or hard, or you know, just the bottom line, hard working. Because they have to work hard, and it is very important that and very beneficial for those families that they pass it down and instill it in their children. I can talk from experience. My mom actually, she was a store manager for Goldsmiths for over 20 years. And if you know the history of Goldsmiths, I think Memphis was one of the more important areas for that company, but I believe the center was in Atlanta, Georgia, and my mom worked in Jackson, Tennessee, and that was the only one that we had in West Tennessee besides the ones here in Memphis. And I remember growing up, coming to the Goldsmith stores and in Memphis, because she would have meetings with the executives up here, and go back, and she did this for years, all while I was growing up. But in the meantime, she came from a family who was very hard working and had an entrepreneurial spirit.
Yes.
My grandmother buys and sells antiques. And so she had passed that knowledge of antiques and crafted work and unique jewelry and clothes, and I can just keep going on and on. But she passed that on to my mother. And if you follow, and I'm gonna bring it all together. If you know the history of Goldsmiths, they were bought out by Macy's. When they were bought out by Macy's, they did not want to honor my mother's benefits.
Okay.
And so my mom had a very hard decision. Not only did they not want to honor her benefits, but she was the only manager in Jackson, Tennessee, and they wanted her to work all the time. Every time the store was open, she had to be at work.
Yeah.
But she ended up making a hard decision and quitting that job at Goldsmiths and started her own eBay e-commerce business back in the 90s. back in the, whenever eBay started. I'm not really sure when eBay started, but she was one of the first people who took a hold of that opportunity, and she's still doing it to this day.
Okay.
And so I've been trying, I have been learning from her.
Mhm.
Not only her, my father as well, about the antiques, and something else that I like to specialize in, that I have an interest in, because it's always important when you're doing business that you want to focus on things that you enjoy doing. You know, you don't want to spend all your time doing something that you don't enjoy doing. Well, what is that I like?
Yeah.
I like music.
Okay.
And so I've learned the niche of, records, old records and phonographs, boom boxes, electronics. There's a niche out there. There's something that you have that somebody wants it, And so just knowing the whole art of buying low and selling high, for profit. It's a simple concept. But the end of the story is my mom was able to, once she left Goldsmiths, she took a job that wasn't paying her half of what Goldsmiths was paying her.
Mhm.
And so she had to make some adjustments, and through e-commerce and eBay, she was able to supplement. She went down to, she started doing, working as a teacher's aide with a speech therapist with the school system in Jackson, Tennessee. Along with that, she started her eBay business, and that was able to supplement her income with that. And, everything worked out for her.
Okay. All right. That brings together the point that Omar made. And I recall, Jeffrey, I guess in the late 60s, Goldsmith downtown on Main Street, and I was much younger, running up and down Main Street, and I was buying and selling then, energetically so. We've got a call. Let's take a call.
St. Louis.
St. Louis. Go right ahead. Brother Pianke.
You asked me a couple weeks ago, what is it that I'm doing to hire people? And I put pictures of what I do on the website,
Okay.
on your Facebook page.
Okay.
And
When did you do this?
I showed you a picture of the...
Oh, the construction site.
So make sure you talk about it.
Yeah. Okay.
And thanks to our marvelous president, Donald Trump. And, to say that truth came out in this charade of a hearing, when you have one person say he did and the other person say he didn't, well, somebody's lying. You don't know who's lying. And me, myself, I'm in favor of the president.
Okay.
Black Enterprise put out 38 ways that you can make money off of Donald Trump
Okay.
administration. And I'm sure you have business them because I shared that information with you. But everything from education,
Yeah.
energy, infrastructure,
I pulled them up on my phone.
prison, housing, healthcare,
Mm-hmm.
even politics, and there's a miscellaneous array of things. And young people that's going to school and going to take on higher education, make sure you go to usajobs.gov and type in custom border protection. There's a whole host of jobs that's being offered that pay very, very good money in $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 range and up for custom border protection. Everybody in Memphis, all black folks in Memphis, ain't gonna be doing nails, I'm sure. And you young people need to go for things that's gonna make money and that's gonna have a well-paying benefit. And leave that other stuff alone, but you do whatever you want to. That's
All right. Thanks for your call, Pianke. Now listen.
yeah.
Nails was just one of the ideas, and we've looked at the 38 ways to make money under Donald Trump. And this USA.gov's, that is not the only amount of research we've done as well. There's money that we looked at a documentary in Atlanta in the energy market as well. But I want to go now to,
And
yeah.
see those pictures that
make it quick, Pianke.
Those pictures I gave you on Facebook.
Yeah.
The structural engineer, and the chemist, and the industrial engineer.
Hey, Bianca, I saw on Facebook your daughter, and I think your comment was that you built that structure. And so these other pictures that you put up, I've been busy the last couple of days. You must have put those up like yesterday, day before.
Yeah, for a while.
Okay.
Anyway, it's just something to give you a guide, something to talk about. But those 38 ways that you can make money off this marvelous privilege that we have, take advantage of it.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. Lon, I want to take a comment from you because you have art. You're an artist. But I do want to ask you about, because I go into these places and I see not the original, but I see the print. I know about art. And I'm an artist in my family, my children, not all of them, but some of them are artists. I'm somewhat of an artist in terms of, in the past, I used to make jewelry and all that. But I was wondering about, if you're interested in it, the manufacturing in terms of prints, because I see tons of prints. I know those are not originals because it takes a while to put together an original, and those originals can sometimes be worthless. So, but first tell us about how long you've been an artist
Okay.
and what it takes, what's involved, and are you looking to expand? And if you've thought about it, or you want to talk about it later, how do you wish to proceed to expand?
Okay, I've been doing art all my life. It goes back to what Brother Baruti said about it starts in the home, and because for instance, for me, when I was young, 5, 6, I used to see my father doodle, and so it started. Me being curious and watching him doodle, right now, he can still doodle. He's not like me, but I fell in love with art then.
Mm-hmm.
And so during my high school years, I was known for my art. I did art, loved art. And I didn't pursue it as a career because I was naive. I was like, it's no money in art, I was thinking like in a mindset of I had to work for somebody else, in order to get money. But what I understand now is, like Jeffrey said, you find something that you love,
Mm-hmm.
and people, if they truly love your art, they're going to come to you. And then when you build that bond or that trust with them, you find out what they like, you do that, and the doors is always open. So, but what I want to say is, we do have to, and I don't see that in the discussions abroad, is how are we investing in the children, because they are our, it's, we are going to be gone soon, but if we want our legacy as blacks in America to be stronger and live longer, we have to invest in them. And see, I seen on the news the other day how Memphis, I guess they opened a recreational center here in Memphis for the youth. Did y'all see that? Or was that an old clip I was watching?
I didn't
They were
see
trying
it.
to
Did you
do
see it,
something
Omar?
for.
I didn't see it.
Was that but they was saying that they wanted, because it's nothing for the kids to do. It's summertime, kid, what
But
are they going to do?
that
They're
boredom
going to be in the
is
street.
problematic
You're going to
for
be in the
the
streets.
children, yes.
But I'm not sure. It may have been an old clip I was watching, but they was trying to.
Well, you can always go back and pull it up.
I'll pull it
and
back
then
up.
share it with us at some point
But
in time.
But that's what we need to do. We have to, and that's what the market is. Think about it in the market industry. Where are they targeting? They're targeting the youth. The music industry, they're targeting the youth. So we have to target the youth, and we have to do it creatively where we can show them how easy it is to make money. To make money is easy. You could be in your house making money, and we have to get out. And another point I want to bring up real quick is what are we going to do with the money when you make the money? And we have to seriously think about, are you going to get this money and go buy this $1,000 chain just so you can show people that you have money? Or are you going to, use that money, invest it, and make more money for, and we can do that. And culturally, if we want to do it culturally, hey, art is the first place to go, because like we all know, under Hitler, they said the propaganda that he used was through the media and the imagery. But we have to use that same propaganda to get our people back to say, hey, we are the people. We the people. We the people. Yeah, you want to, and we have to make that market for us that make us want to get back into us, instead of going $10,000 on a shirt. Just, you don't even know the owner. You don't know the owner that hates you, but he loves your money. So we have to make that market, for people that actually look like you and love you, and say, hey, this is us, and I'm proud that it's us, and I'm proud to, rock that. So I just we have to change that mentality and show them we can do that, and it's done.
Right. Jeff Lee said he's proud to rock that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let me
hold on just one
a
second.
little bit
Hold on
to,
just a second. We've
Brother
got just
Lundy,
hold
if
on.
it's all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna come to
Yeah.
you.
Thank you
We've
very
got
much.
so far. We've got inspiration. We've got home, and then Kofi said he went out and did a case study, which is similar, essential to the market, supply and demand.
Right.
And he also said that he came to heal himself. Then we've got the youth. We've got supply and demand, and we said something about Goldsmith and how they came into being. But Lonnie pointed out passion, a passion for what you do.
Yeah, we
Cousin.
heard that, brother. And let's kind of cut this short a little bit. Let's clean up the language a little bit. One, it's not about money. It's not about making money. It's the use of money, what we do with the money. And the point is, I don't mean to come off as harsh on this, but
Well, that's what you did.
But it's
not about what you
it
mean
is more
to do,
than a
it's what you
philosophical.
did.
No, we're not having an exchange of words in philosophy. What I'm talking about, business is a process of buying and selling goods or services. Now, what's important about this? Someone mentioned on the caller, well, you can do home business. We've done that. We started Zanco Product, was formerly Zanzibar Import. Started in 1871, Brother Wallace, of which you already know. You, as well as many other
Cut it short. We got a call on the
street
line.
vendors purchased from us
I've done all
products
that.
in which we made oils, red, black, and green. And those things in which you're talking about, allow me to talk about without cutting me off.
Well, you don't have but 2 minutes
Well,
left.
I'm paying for this mic. And what I'm trying to tell you is that the point is, this is an advertisement for Zanco Product Cooperative, not for me. We have already made millions of dollars. I said millions of dollars. I say it again, millions of dollars for other people. And it's widely known here in the city of Memphis. And I don't have time, brother. You're a nice guy, but I don't have time to sit here and talk about Chicago, Detroit,
Cut it
or
short.
some other place.
Cut it short.
I'm here only
Cut it
because
short.
I want to build here in Memphis, Tennessee. And I want to make that clear. And we want to produce here. So we don't want to go off the track. So let's have a little more planning before the meeting, before the broadcast. Now I'll cut it short, but that when you're paying your money, I didn't come here as a beggar. So I just want you to understand it. Thank you very much.
Come on, Chad.
Good morning. How you doing today?
Doing good. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, I know what the subject was today, and I've been listening. And one of the things that I hope to encourage and to be a part of helping people do is to create more jobs in the environmental field. I don't mean in no disrespect, and I have a lot of Mexican friends, but I see these jobs. I do a lot of asbestos monitoring, and there's a lot of asbestos work being done. And 90% of the crews are female, Mexican and things to that effect. So we've got to get our people aware that these are good paying jobs that pay anywhere between 11 to 12 hours an hour or more, and they're very doable. And a lot of times, the women spend time putting plastic up and things to that effect. So that's one thing that we want to do is create some companies some investors come in and encourage our people to become part of the abatement world, whether it's asbestos, lead, mold, to get more involved in the environmental field. The other thing that I want to make you aware of is that this Tuesday we're going to be having a meeting over at the Walker House was at Mississippi and Eden. It's not just one organization; it's multiple organizations, and now we're making some serious plans to move forward in awakening and educating our community. We're also going to be we're going to be going through different communities. We're going to start with over there in the Lemoyne area first. We're probably going to start passing those out next week. And we're going to try to set up a meeting the week after that, inviting the people who've gotten exposures to come and learn about the environmental exposures that have taken place in the community, some of the concerns we have, and some of the training that we want to share with them. And what we're going to offer is that anybody who comes to the meeting, if they want a free home assessment, environmental assessment, we will come to their home and perform that for them. You know, look for a hazard, whether it be asbestos or mold or trips or falls. The same kind of inspections we perform for lobotomy on homes where children are lobotomy customers, but they have asthma. So we go to the home to look for things that might be triggering their asthma, and they've had very good success with that. The other thing I want to mention is that we're also going to take part with environmental justice, and we're going on the 27th through the 29th. And while we've invited you and some other people want to go, it's not mandatory, but you can.
Mhm.
We're going to what they call Training the Trainers Day, and we're going to set up an Environmental Justice Academy, Region 4. It's not like other EPA regions. I give Region 4 credit because they deserve it, and they've been very concerned about the people. They were the group that came up with the idea of let's train citizens how to protect themselves. Let's teach them the law. Let's support them. And they've done that. So even though our movement about lead in the water to some people has moved pretty slow, it really put us in a very unique situation because we know more about lead or as much about lead as any entity, no matter who it is, because of the research and the things that we've been able to do and the support that we've gotten from EPA. So we are going to be putting that academy together. So if you know other people in various cities near us, Arkansas, Mississippi, or whatever, and they think they want to get the training, we should be able to offer that training to them very soon. And I guess what I want to say as my final note is that we have to be, which is a government, we have to be honest about what's going on in Memphis. We also were able to get hold of that film I was telling you about called Poison Water. And we had a meeting last night, some of the board members came and we looked at it, and we've been able to find it, so we can actually share that 1 hour film with anybody that has an internet connection. We can actually send it to you on the internet. And the reason this is important is that this puts together all of the facts about lead exposure, whether it's from the water, whether it's from what happened in Washington, D.C. in 2001, what happened in Flint. But the thing that came out of that is most important for our people to understand. And we know it's two types of lead poisoning. Okay? So don't get locked in on the fact that they're talking about what happened with the water. Because we do have lead in the water we had problems with at certain times. But we got exposed to the lead. The thing that was most important is they talked about brain damage. The University of Cincinnati has did more study on this than anybody in the United States. They're the leading institute. They've been studying it for over 18 years. And what this doctor did recently, she did brain scans on the children who had low level exposure back in the 80s, okay, or in the 90s. They had low level exposure, what we thought to be safe back then. We now know there is no safe level. And what she was able to find out from those brain scans was that these people suffered significant brain damage. And it goes into telling you exactly what lead does to the brain. Why is that important to Memphis? Because I believe that we're a city that has the most chronic lead poisoning because we've been getting exposed to a lot of it a little bit at a time. Lead in the tank, lead in the dust, lead in the water. Okay? Then now they come up with the fact that lead can be passed generational. So what we've been perceiving to be safe numbers are nowhere near safe. How can we find out? There's tests to be done, they're costly. But we have, as a city, we've got to demand that we get some attention. And that's where we are now. Maybe brain scans would be the thing to do. There's a body buzzing test that can tell what it is in the body. So I ain't gonna take up much more time. I appreciate you letting me call in. I appreciate the support you've given us up to this time. But we are about to make that move. We're about to educate our people. We're gonna have to educate our representatives, our state representatives. We're gonna have to educate the government. because they're not paying a lot of attention to chronic lead poisoning. Now, why they're not paying attention to it, I won't put that in the category. All I
Okay.
can say is that we're
Yeah.
now going to make everybody aware of what's happened to us.
Thank you, Chad.
Not just tip, got to ask for help.
Thank you, Chad. We're running short on time, but let me say this before you go, is that I hear many job possibilities in your presentation, environmental concerns and issues. So at some point, we'll have you back in the studio so that we can talk more about it, and we'll have more rallies, conventions, meetings, etc. Going forward, Chad. Thank you for your call.
Okay, and I will actually come to the show Sunday. I have something to talk about.
We'll see you Sunday. Job possibilities. Go Jobs.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Chad. Omar, there's several things that have been said since we last spoke to you. But take it away.
As I listen to, myself speaking and thinking about the economics that black people face, the economic reality we face, the biggest problem we have is within us. It's not within the Trump administration. Mr. Trump is an egotistical, psychopathic, kleptocratic megalomaniac that should never have been allowed to step foot in the White House, nor even on the grass that surrounds the White House. And that's my feeling about him, and it will not change. He is a liar, a thief, and he could be a murderer for all we know. But he is who he is, and my prayer is that he leaves the White House to save those people who believe in him from utter destruction. But in spite of Mr. Trump,
Yes.
and anything he may do, we as a people must come together and take our own economic reality into our own hands and make something happen for us. And a big part of the problem that we have today is that we are not together. You find Japanese who go to regular schools every day, but on Saturday they have a Japanese school on how to be a good Japanese. You have Koreans who have a Koreatown. They know how to be a Korean. They teach their children what it means to be a Korean. They teach them their culture, their values. And they teach them to shop with their Koreans, and if they can't find in Koreatown, then they go somewhere else. But first, shop there. The Mexicans, they teach the same thing. Every ethnic group teaches that, except us. We are not white people. We're not trying to be, and we'll never be accepted by them. But if we got to depend on them to give us our sense of self-worth, we're going to stay lost. Forever stay lost. When I look at how they treat us. For example, the Nike tennis shoes that we buy. When you do the research, you find out that they are made in Vietnam, Cambodia, other foreign countries, and when they ship them over here, they have to insure them in case the boat sinks. The insured value of a pair of $80, $200 Nike shoes is $5 a pair, because that's all they're worth. But we'll pay $80 when they get over here. Like we're some fools, because we think they're worth that. But now if I put my name on the same shoe, and shipped it over here, you wouldn't pay $5 for it, because my name is on it, instead of Jordan. That's an idiot. That's a person that's got psychological damage and needs to go to a doctor for healing. Because the shoe is not there, it's not worth it because somebody put their name on it. It's because it has intrinsic value in the shoe itself. If the shoe doesn't have that intrinsic value, why are you paying that kind of money for it? Except somebody is psychologically destroyed. And as a people, that's who we are. We have got to change that. Stop buying a name. Louis Vuitton ain't worth no more than the next Vuitton. One of Omar Vuitton is just as valuable as Louis Vuitton. Something wrong with it. Something wrong with that.
He said Omar Vuitton.
Something wrong with that picture.
Yeah, that's marketing.
We have got to change
And
that.
we can handle
That
it.
makes
got to
not
change.
not to
you make
interrupt
Lonnie's
but-
point.
But we
You
can
make
handle
Lonnie's
it
point.
as
If it's the
black,
same product with a different name,
as black business persons.
We gotta change that.
We
Yeah.
are obligated to change that, and that's black marketing, and that's the model in which I'm going to present. Even if I have to hurt somebody's feelings, I'm going to present this to the public.
in fact, there's
And
a
to
CEO
see what
who just bought a
Red,
pharmaceutical
black,
company.
and green can bring, and other marketing symbols, whether it's other than the basketball players, and I know where they come from in China. I'm in touch with all of that. That's what Zanco products do. And so what I'm trying to put at, that it's not just a matter of making money. We're talking about community.
No, you're
business
repeating
development.
something that has already been said.
Let
Well,
me say
well,
this.
well, let him
we're
finish.
just dialogue.
Let him finish.
Can
Let-
we dialogue?
no,
here?
no,
That's
no, you
that's
cannot.
basically all.
You cannot dialogue.
Well, we need to get it to the point
No,
where we can
no,
talk
no,
to each other.
no.
This is not a comedy show.
Let's end the show.
Yeah, well, let's
End the
end the show.
End the show.
Because I think you,
End the show.
Okay.
Keep your money.
yeah.
Get out.
Whoa,
Don't come back.
No,
Whoa.
no, we're not gonna end it like that.
No.
I thought this would get
You're
you
not-
to the point.
You're not taking over the
I
show.
tried to call you this week to let you know that I want to do what I just said.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I got